Welcome to The Explainer. You know, in the world of cybersecurity, the biggest threats aren't always what you think. Sometimes it's the sheer, unbelievable tidal wave of data that security teams have to sift through just to find one tiny clue. So, how on earth do they manage it?
This is the big question, right? It's literally like searching for one specific drop of water in the entire ocean. And for cyber defense teams, that's not a metaphor. That is their daily reality. The sheer volume of information can be just as dangerous as the attackers themselves.
And we're not talking about a small stream of new information here. This is a full-on data deluge. I mean, think about it. Every single action, every connection, every file access, every single login, it all generates a digital footprint. And any one of those tiny footprints could be the crucial clue that uncovers a major attack.
And this data, it's coming from absolutely everywhere. You've got your neat, structured logs like login attempts, but that's all mixed in with these vast, messy, unstructured heaps of data from cloud alerts and network traffic. Just trying to collect and make sense of all these different formats is a truly monumental task.
Now, for years, the classic tool for this job has been the SIEM. That stands for Security Information and Event Management. And for a long time, it was the cornerstone of any security operations center. It was designed to monitor and log threats in real time. But here's the catch. These tools were built for a much simpler, way less data-intensive time.
And this is where those traditional SIEMs just started to break down. They simply couldn't scale. As the data volumes just exploded, queries slowed to a crawl, the costs for storage became astronomical. It meant that security teams were actually missing critical threats, not because they weren't good at their jobs, but because their tools just couldn't keep up. So it became painfully clear that to fight a modern data problem, you needed a modern data solution. The old way of doing things, that old architecture, it just wasn't cutting it anymore. The whole industry needed a brand new way to think about storing and analyzing all the security information at scale. And enter the data lake. Now, the key difference here is actually pretty simple, but it's also radical. Unlike a traditional database, a data lake doesn't really care about structure. It's just a massive repository that takes in raw data in its original format. You don't have to organize it up front. You literally just pour it all in. And here is where the real power of this idea becomes so clear. By taking in all that raw data, data lakes allow for something called discovery-oriented analytics. Basically, it lets analysts use super advanced tools, like machine learning, to hunt for entirely new patterns and threats, things you would have never even thought to look for. And it does all this while keeping the storage costs way down. The workflow is actually beautifully simple. Step 1. You ingest all that diverse security data from every single source. Step 2. You store it all in one central place for as long as you need to. And Step 3. You unleash powerful analytics, AI, and high-speed search to go hunt for threats. So, this solved the data volume problem. But, well, it kind of created a new one. And this became the next big hurdle. You see, the security data lake was a fantastic storage solution, right? A massive library of everything that's ever happened. But the security team's tools, the actual things they use to investigate and respond to threats, were still completely separate. This separation, this divide between data management and security operations, it created a whole new kind of silo. An analyst might find a potential threat over in the data lake, but then they'd have to switch to a different system to investigate it, and then maybe even another one to actually respond. It was like having your library and your workshop in two completely different buildings. This siloed approach creates some really dangerous delays. Your analysts are wasting precious minutes, sometimes even hours, just jumping between different systems. That friction, it just slows down the entire security operation. And in a real attack, that lost time can be absolutely catastrophic. The goal had to be a unified approach, where detection and response happen seamlessly. So the path forward was clear. You couldn't just manage the data anymore. You had to integrate that data directly with the defense tools. It was time for the next big evolution in security. And this brings us to what we call the next-gen SIEM. The core idea is brilliant. You build the power of the data lake directly into the security platform itself. You get rid of those silos for good. And the advantages here are just enormous. You get the massive scalability you need, but with lightning-fast search performance.
And because it's all one system, not two patched together, the total cost of ownership is way lower. Plus, you can layer on amazing stuff like AI-powered detection and automated workflows, all within a single platform where you can investigate and respond instantly.
When you boil it all down, this is the simple but incredibly powerful principle driving modern cybersecurity today. It's not just about having powerful data storage or having integrated tools. It's about making them one and the same. It's about bringing data and action together.
Ultimately, this is why all of this matters so much. This whole technological evolution isn't just about some new acronym or fancy platform. It translates directly into faster threat detection, which means security teams can stop attacks before they cause real damage. It makes them way more efficient, and at the end of the day, it makes all of our organizations and all of our data much, much safer.
So that's the journey so far. From these overwhelmed tools to these powerful but separate data lakes to today's fully integrated platforms. But, that data deluge, it isn't stopping. As it continues to grow exponentially, you just have to wonder, what will the next evolution of security look like? That's definitely something to think about. Thanks for watching.